It was billed as one of the greatest efforts to end child poverty in the U.S. But the expanded child tax credit payments millions enjoyed last year are over. That is of great concern to the director of No Kid Hungry California. And Kathy Saley joins me live to talk about what this change means for families. Kathy, good morning to you and welcome to Fox 40 News at 11.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me and willing to talk about this important issue.
Definitely. Now, for 5 months, these payments went out on the 15th of the month, not so this month. And that means 7.8 million little Californians will be lacking some of the money that's been helping, frankly, to feed them.
That's right. Families who receive this credit, child tax credit, every month through the fall and then through the holidays, it was so important. And according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, families spent 91% of that money on food, utilities, rent, and mortgage. So really making ends meet for families.
Now, this credit was a refund, in essence, paid out early and was really hitting the lowest income among us, including them, because for the regular child tax credit, there are minimum income requirements. Those who really need this the most are now losing out even more so because this hasn't been re-upped as part of the president's Build Back Better Act.
That's right. Congress included it in the American Rescue Plan, which President Biden signed into law earlier in 2021, and it expanded that credit to $3,600 for children under 6 and $3,000 for children including up through 17 years old. So that was a huge expansion. But another key component of this expanded tax credit was that it was available to families who didn't already owe taxes for the year. So it became fully refundable.
There's a long arc to California's recovery from COVID's initial impacts. Many items the governor addressing in this year's budget proposal. He pushed a $146 million plan to help students access a debt-free path to college just yesterday. But we are in times minus this credit in which you estimate the 1.7 Golden State kids may fall back into or deeper into poverty without this money. What happens to California if those children really start sliding?
So it's great that we're investing in children's future and in making sure they have a pathway to college, but a hungry child can't learn. And so we need to also be sure we're investing in them very much so today. And that's making sure that they have enough to eat, they have access to healthy food, that families can afford to keep a roof over their head. Stable housing is also a critical component to having a good education and good health outcomes. So having this investment right now, if the Senate were to pass the Build Back Better Act, including this expanded child tax credit so we could continue it, we could keep those children out of poverty and making sure they had a good, healthy future ahead of them.
For those who are listening, who are very concerned about this situation, what are you telling them to do to try and make a difference? Because while many families might have been able to bank this money, for millions of others, like you just ran down, this was a pay it out right now on something we need now kind of situation.
Right. So there are two things. People can call their U.S. senators and members of Congress and encourage them to not only pass the Build Back Better Act, but make sure that the expanded child tax credit is included. And the second thing is families who think they may have been eligible for this child tax credit but did not receive it during the fall can go to irs.gov. There's still time to claim those payments from at the end of 2021.
Okay, now that's really important. You can still claim those payments. And then to support families in the right now, in this space, without this extra money, what is No Kid Hungry California doing to help them? If somebody hasn't heard of you before, how do they plug into your services?
So they can visit us at www.nokidhungry.org. And some of the things that we have been doing since the pandemic began is investing over $13 million in grants to school districts and community-based organizations that have been providing meals for children and families throughout the pandemic and making sure they can do that in a safe way so they have proper protection and they have the equipment they need for the curbside pickups. And we will continue to do that. I think that's really important right now with the uncertainty of the surge and schools being able to remain open with classroom settings.
And just for clarification, we heard a lot about those kinds of distributions, drive-through distributions when schools were closed. That's something that's still going on. You're providing school food to districts all across the state still for that.
Sure, the schools are still serving the regular school meals that they do through the federal school meal program, and we make sure that they have whatever they need to adopt that meal service, whether it's when schools are in session in the classroom and they want to bring meals to the classroom or have different places around campus for children to eat so they can socially distance, or just if they need to do those curbside pickups and need those extra carts and bags and making sure that all the staff are safe in doing that.
Wonderful. It's important that people know that there is help out there when other things are trending off, trailing out, and still being fought for by some groups in Washington, D.C., that there is other access to kind of put some stop gaps in what families might be losing. Thank you so much for coming in to share about your efforts this morning.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You as well.